Imagine living in a house filled with dark secrets, where love turns into a haunting presence around every corner. This story takes you on a thrilling journey through the depths of jealousy and betrayal, revealing chilling truths behind every closed door. It will leave you wondering, do you really know who you're living with? The movie opens with Adrian, a talented and up-and-coming orchestra conductor who is in the throes of a deep emotional crisis. He sits alone, watching a video message from his girlfriend, Belen, who tearfully tells him that, although she still loves him, she can no longer continue their relationship. In the message, she explains that she has decided to leave him and asks him not to follow her or try to contact her. The sudden and unexpected nature of her departure leaves Adrian devastated and confused. In the aftermath of this heartbreaking revelation, Adrian is overwhelmed by his emotions. He retreats to the bathroom, where he tries to compose himself by splashing cold water on his face. His mind races as he struggles to process Belen's sudden departure. Unable to shake the sense of loss and confusion, he takes a sip from his drink, hoping it will calm his nerves, but it provides little comfort. Desperate to escape his thoughts, Adrian grabs his coat and heads out into the pouring rain, driving aimlessly through the night. His drive eventually leads him to a local bar, where he seeks solace in alcohol. He sits at the bar, lost in his thoughts, as the rain continues to pour outside. A waitress named Fabiana notices him and approaches, asking what he would like to drink. Adrian, barely looking up, orders a whiskey. As she serves him, Fabiana observes his sorrowful state and comments to her friend that she dislikes seeing grown men cry. Her friend, however, remarks that men only cry when they are guilty of something, but Fabiana disagrees, sensing that there is more to Adrian's story. As the night progresses, the bar begins to close, and Fabiana notices that Adrian is still there, clearly drunk and lost in his thoughts. She gently tells him that the bar is closing, and as he stumbles out into the parking lot, he accidentally bumps into another patron. A scuffle ensues, but it is quickly broken up by the other man's girlfriend, who drives him away. Fabiana, feeling a sense of compassion for Adrian, offers to drive him home. During the car ride, Adrian's mood lightens slightly as they listen to music. He even begins to conduct the music playing on the radio, showing a glimpse of the passion that drives him. Fabiana takes Adrian to her place and lets him sleep off his hangover on her couch. The next morning, Adrian wakes up disoriented, unsure of where he is. Fabiana asks him about the previous night and why he seems so miserable, but Adrian remains silent, unwilling to share the details of his heartache. He quickly drinks his coffee and leaves without saying goodbye, still consumed by his thoughts of Belen. Fabiana watches him leave from her window, feeling a mix of curiosity and concern. Later, Adrian tries to return to his normal routine, but he finds himself distracted and unable to focus. During a rehearsal, he is so preoccupied that he is unable to conduct properly, and he eventually gives up, leaving his students confused. That evening, he returns to the bar, seeking out Fabiana to apologize for his behavior the night before. He asks if she can sit with him, but Fabiana explains that she has to work. Undeterred, Adrian invites her to visit the theater where he works as a conductor. At the theater, Adrian gives Fabiana a tour, showing her the various instruments and explaining their roles in the orchestra. The two share a moment of connection, and it is clear that there is a growing attraction between them. As they are about to kiss, Fabiana hesitates and asks if Adrian is married or has a girlfriend. Adrian assures her that he is neither married nor in a relationship, and they end up spending the night together at his house. The next morning, Fabiana wakes up early and begins to explore Adrian's house. She notices 2 toothbrushes in the bathroom, which strikes her as odd since Adrian had claimed to be single. As she continues to explore, she starts hearing strange noises coming from the drain. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, Fabiana wanders around the mansion, discovering more clues that suggest someone else had been living there. She finds shoe design drawings on a table that clearly belonged to someone else. Just as Fabiana begins to examine the drawings more closely, Adrian arrives and invites her to breakfast, subtly diverting her attention away from her discoveries. During breakfast, Fabiana comments on the size of Adrian's house and asks why he chose to live so far from the city. Adrian explains that he needs peace and quiet to fulfill his creative needs, which is why he opted for a more isolated home. Fabiana, still curious, inquires if Adrian has to work that day. When he replies that he doesn't, he invites her to stay the night again, and she agrees. Later that day, 2 detectives, Francesco and Bernardo, arrive at Adrian's house. They begin asking questions about Belen's disappearance, revealing that she vanished without a trace and that Adrian is the primary suspect. Fabiana is startled when she sees Bernardo, indicating that they know each other from the past. The detectives search the house, looking for any evidence that might link Adrian to Belen's disappearance. Adrian shows them Belen's workstation and cooperates with their inquiries, but it's clear that he is growing increasingly frustrated with the investigation. As the detectives continue their search, they move to the garden, where Adrian becomes visibly anxious. He fears that they might suspect him of harming Belen and hiding her body somewhere on the property. Despite his growing concern, the detectives find no evidence linking Adrian to any foul play. After they leave, Adrian tries to reassure himself that Belen simply left to start a new life with someone else, but the uncertainty continues to haunt him. That night, Fabiana takes a bath and once again hears the strange noises coming from the drain. This time, the water in the tub begins to move as if disturbed by something unseen. Startled, she jumps out of the bath and runs to Adrian, who tries to calm her down. A sudden lightning storm causes a power outage, and Fabiana screams in fear. Adrian comforts her, explaining that power outages are common during storms. However, as they are about to become intimate, Fabiana notices Adrian's dog, Hans, staring intently at a glass cupboard. The dog's behavior unnerves her, and she asks Adrian to take the dog out of the room. The next night, Fabiana has a conversation with her friend, Detective Bernardo. It is revealed that they used to date, which explains why she was so alarmed to see him earlier. Bernardo questions Fabiana about her relationship with Adrian, implying that she might be making a mistake by getting involved with someone who is a suspect in his girlfriend's disappearance. Fabiana insists that Adrian had nothing to do with Belen's disappearance and that Belen left of her own accord. Bernardo, however, remains skeptical and bitterly remarks that it seems Fabiana chose a wealthy man over a detective with a modest salary. As Adrian and Fabiana's relationship deepens, they attend an orchestra performance together, which Adrian conducts. After the performance, Adrian introduces Fabiana to his manager, Tito, who makes a cryptic comment about how they will never forget Adrian. It is revealed that Adrian plans to leave his job soon, adding another layer of mystery to the story. Fabiana, now seemingly living with Adrian, experiences more unsettling events in the house. One day, while taking a shower, the water suddenly becomes scalding hot, burning her shoulder. She turns off the tap, but the water remains hot, causing her to scream in pain. As she examines her burn in the mirror, she hears the strange noise from the sink again. Startled, she turns to find the bathroom door slowly opening behind her, but it's only Hans, the dog. Later, as Fabiana is jumping on the bed playfully, she discovers a necklace with a key-shaped pendant hidden under a floor grate. Intrigued, she puts the necklace around her neck. Suddenly, the lights go out, and Fabiana hears what she believes to be someone's footsteps. Grabbing a fire poker, she cautiously calls out, but is frightened once again by Hans, who appears out of the darkness. In her panic, she slips, hitting her head on the piano and fainting. When Adrian returns home, he finds Fabiana unconscious and helps her recover. He gives her painkillers and a glass of water to help with the pain. Fabiana, still shaken by the strange occurrences, tells Adrian that she believes there is a ghost in the house. Adrian laughs it off, dismissing her concerns as mere superstition. To ease her fears, he accompanies her to the bathroom where she heard the noises, jokingly warning the ghost to be careful. The next morning, Adrian receives a call from the detectives, informing him that they have found a body resembling Belen's and asking him to identify it. At the morgue, Adrian confirms that the body is not Belen's, despite the pathologist's assertion that the body is too damaged by fire to be identified clearly. Relieved but still troubled, Adrian returns home, only to hear Fabiana seemingly talking to someone upstairs. When he questions her, she brushes it off, claiming she was quoting a book. As Adrian and Fabiana hug, Fabiana notices something strange, a figure behind the mirror. The camera reveals that it is Belen, alive, but trapped within the hidden chamber. In a flashback, the movie reveals the events leading up to Belen's disappearance. Belen and Adrian were deeply in love, but their relationship became strained after Adrian was offered his dream job as an orchestra conductor in another country. Although Belen initially agreed to go with him, she became increasingly suspicious of Adrian's interactions with a violinist named Veronica. After an argument about Veronica, Belen discovered the hidden chamber in the mansion and devised a plan to test Adrian's loyalty. She recorded the video message and locked herself inside the chamber, hoping to observe Adrian's reaction to her disappearance. However, the plan backfired when she realized she had accidentally trapped herself inside the soundproof room. As time passed, Belen watched helplessly as Adrian moved on with his life and started a new relationship with Fabiana. She tried to get Fabiana's attention by manipulating the water temperature and making noises, but her efforts were initially in vain. However, when Fabiana found the key-shaped necklace, she began to piece together the truth. Eventually, Fabiana discovers the secret door to the hidden chamber and is faced with a moral dilemma. She hesitates, torn between freeing Belen and maintaining her relationship with Adrian. In the end, Fabiana chooses to keep Belen locked away, ensuring that she remains the only woman in Adrian's life. The movie concludes with Belen's fate left uncertain. Fabiana continues her life with Adrian, haunted by the knowledge of what she has done. Fabiana, distressed by recent events, fills the sink with water again to check on Belen. When there's no response, she feels guilty for not freeing Belen sooner and decides to release her. As the door opens, Fabiana finds Belen unconscious on the bed. Belen wakes up, attacks Fabiana with a bottle, and takes the keys. She locks Fabiana in the hidden room and leaves a photo of Adrian and herself on the mirror. Belen then discovers from the answering machine that the German woman who owned the mansion has passed away and her family plans to sell the house. This means only Belen and Fabiana are aware of the hidden room. Belen leaves the house and Adrian arrives, finding the key but unsure of its significance. A few days later, Belen finds peace at the beach. The final scene shows Fabiana still trapped in the hidden room, banging on the glass. The only resident left in the mansion is Hans, the dog. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other recaps and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.